But once you're out of your body, you're out of time-space. And some people can take a long time to go to the light. It felt like it took forever for me to get to the light. Some people go immediately. But what's interesting is when I was looking at my body, this light was leaving my body. And many, many years later, I'm studying the field of biophotonics. And you've heard many people say that they see a light leave when the person dies. Well, that's proven now scientifically. When your cells start dying, they give up their biophotons. And you are emitting light until every single cell in your body has completely deteriorated. So you are giving off a light, you are giving off quantum material that goes into the subtle energy realm, which we call the other side. From almost right after my experience, I'd say within a couple of months after my experience, the light would just come and get me and take me out of my body. And every time that happened, I thought I was dying again. And so it took about a year or so where I got comfortable with these experiences and just would let it happen. Phyllis Atwater and Ken Ring were the first to tell me that, Melvin, nobody else does this. I said, well, I go back to the light every day. At one point, I was told that I would, from now on, have contact with universal intelligence. Basically, what I learned was that creation has just begun, that we've just begun our journey. And the future is so bright for humanity. And I know people can't see that now because it's been a long, hard path coming up the evolutionary chain and coming up through evolution and civilization, building civilization as we've known it. But I was shown that human beings are one of the most graceful things ever on this planet, believe it or not. And to this day, I mean, check the World Health Organization, to this day, the biggest killer of mankind, more than all of mankind's wars all put together, is still the mosquito. In the human world, we have just begun concepts of charity, the concept of retirement. It's an amazing concept. I tell you, that's a very simple metaphor for something a little more complex that's going on in all the universe. I mean, stars feed and destroy each other. There's a certain give and take in the universe. I tell you, at one point when I was with the light, I asked the light, I said, why are humans so dark and doomed? I was shown, given a glimpse into every human soul. I was given a glimpse. There was no blackness at all. There was no evil whatsoever. And at that moment, I fell in love with humanity. There's always much more good going on than evil. It's just that our media, we're still coming out of survival. We haven't transcended survival yet. So we're constantly on the lookout for what we call evil. Just not too long ago, I was in an elevator and a woman got on its t-shirt that said, the meek are getting ready. You can't put an actual time on this. That would be impossible to do. But I can tell you, it's so close now, it's in the blinking of a cosmic eye. And I got to see what's called the mass potential of humanity. And the mass potential of humanity is looking into the heart of humans. And there's goodness in every human heart there ever has been. Once you go to the light, you are completely purified of any disease, any darkness, any what you might call evilness. You are completely purified and begin your reincarnation. There are 3 levels of reincarnation, as I was taught. One is the automatic survival of the species reincarnation. You could call it bloodline reincarnation. And it's more powerful than your mind. I know there's a lot of people that teach that the mind created everything, but I was shown on the other side that the mind is one of the last things that showed up. Your body is millions of years much older than your mind. And our mind is in such a young state at this time that it's like a child. You know, there's a certain time when children are so young, they think they're the center of the universe and they have no cares about anyone else.
Right.
We're still a little bit in that stage, sort of like, remember when Galileo tried to show the church that the earth was not the center of the universe? And you look at most human religions, and I'm not putting down any of them, but most human religions on the planet have not had the Galileo effect yet. We're not actually the center of God's eye. We're a part of a whole beautiful system called the Gaia. And we're about to mature as a species, which is very important to the survival of the species and the planet. And this is something I never knew about before I went to the other side, but I was shown this in like these great, I guess you call them movies, but I was shown that what we call the Gaia concept is that the whole Earth, and I guess the astronauts were some of the first to see this, although the ancients talked about it, is that the whole Earth is actually one living being. It's a fantastic life form, and we're all a part of this. The human part of it is absolutely an incredible, special part. Just Every human alive today has worked their way up from primordial into being the top of the DNA chain. We have the top DNA on the planet. I know that may rub some people wrong, but we do. Our DNA is really the book of life on the planet. Every human being alive today has been everything this planet has been so far. But on this particular planet, with the type of star that we have and the gravity and all of that, we are the sum total of everything that's happened on this planet and a great creation. We're just learning now not to separate ourselves from nature or the planet. The ancients tried to tell us this, and I think we're just beginning to understand it now.